Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Justin of the Band vs. Artist podcast, and I am here with my co-host Patrick and Dylan.
What's up? What's up?
And we have a special guest today. Right now, somewhere in a van going to Arizona, we have Lucas of Artifex Pereo. What's going on, Lucas?
Not a whole lot. Sitting in the van on the way to Arizona.
So I set the scene well then. So that's all. That's all we have.
Yes, we are. I think we're in New Mexico somewhere. If that helps pinpoint a little bit better.
Oh, so in New Mexico, you may be near Roswell somewhere, and I see you guys. One of your genres to describe you is space rock. So tell us.
We're right at home.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about the band's sound and what is space rock.
You know, I'm not a really big genre guy. I have no idea what to say when people ask what kind of music we play. I don't know that space rock is ever one that I use. So I don't know if I could tell you exactly what space rock is, but it sounds cool.
It does. It does sound cool. It gives you like that cosmic atmosphere.
Right.
So, I mean, you guys have a pretty big week coming up. You have your new album, Passengers, dropping on Friday. And
yeah, on the 9th.
Yes, and that follows up Time and Place from 2014. So, what were you guys looking to do on this new album, and how are you looking to sort of push the envelope from your last release?
I think that we really just kind of wanted to make sure that we were growing as a band and as people. We kind of talked about the theme of the record as soon as Time and Place was done, and knew that we wanted it to be a kind of concise concept of something, and we kind of chose to focus on the woes of the world, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, is this more of an overall theme, or is it sort of the concept that runs throughout? Is it a story that goes song by song, or is it kind of just a little bit here and a little bit there?
We almost kind of took the approach of just everybody sitting down and talking about some problems that we all kind of saw with either modern civilization or society or whatever, and we approached it kind of from somebody coming back to Earth and not really understanding why people are acting the way they're acting, why things are the way they are. So each song kind of has its own little theme within itself, whether it be greed or ego or war or apathy or that kind of thing. We kind of tried to build around with all of that.
Very cool. So, Lucas, what was your idea of what the person coming back down to Earth, having discovered what was wrong with the world? What was your personal? If you said pretty much every member contributed, right? So what was yours?
Yeah, I mean, we all kind of wrote down just our big list of things.
Okay.
And then Jamie and I kind of sat down and whittled away and decided. Jamie is kind of other lyricist as well. Mm-hmm. So we kind of sat down and decided what each song was going to be best fit for what. So I would say that, I mean, most of them were either ours or Jamie's, kind of depending on song to song. We probably split it about half and half, realistically.
Okay, cool. And how did you guys come up with the music first, or the lyrical themes first and put it together, or was it a little bit of both?
Generally, the music comes first. Every now and then there's a few lyrics jotted down here and there, but for the most part we kind of try and get the song hashed out and figure out kind of what the mood of it will be, and then kind of try and put lyrics to it afterwards. I think Jamie and I are both people that when we're writing melodies, we kind of sing gibberish first.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then put lyrics down later.
It seems to be easier.
Which kind of allows it to be. It just allows it to be a little bit more kind of concise and really saying exactly what we wanted to say.
How do you guys because the band that we're in, you know, Justin and Patrick, they're both the vocalists, and you know they sometimes work together one person will do just the vocals, or for the whole song. How do you guys what's your kind of how do you guys tend to split the work? Do do you guys sometimes swap songs, or do you know?
It really just depends who comes up with something. I mean, like I said, a lot of the times we'll be kind of throwing around melodies and whatever, and if someone has something a little bit more potent, or if one of us just doesn't have something for a specific thing, the other person will kind of try and step in and make something happen. And then after the fact of all that, I mean, we kind of get the bass thing down, and then there's a lot of time spent in rooms with me and Jim kind of dissecting every note and kind of every interval change and transition and that kind of stuff, just really kind of playing off each other and making sure that it's all exactly what we both want it to be.
Yeah, I really like the gibberish thing that you said, because it's something that I employ in my repertoire of writing songs.
It's helpful. I feel like vowel sounds are very important, and a lot of the time I'll write lyrics around what a vowel sound should kind of feel like, at least for me, in a certain spot.
Another thing I like to do too is totally jack someone else's song, the vocals. If a song that we write kind of gives me the feel of another song, and I feel like I want to go in that direction, I'll just use the words.
You just feel the lyrics,
and I'll fill it with like another song, and then I'll be like, hey, I think this sort of pattern would sort of work, and then I'll try to write something around that and just use someone else's song as a placeholder. Maybe that's not the best thing to admit on the podcast.
Should probably cut that.
Yeah.
I'll think about cutting it, but we'll keep it real.
I'm never allowed to get away with any of that. JB is a stickler and very, very good at noticing any other pattern that says, "Oh, hey, that sounds like that," or "Hey, that sounds exactly like that song," or "Hey, did you realize that was a Spice Girls chorus that you just sang?"
Yeah, it's crazy how that stuff happens, where sometimes we'll just look at each other and be like, oh, you know what that sounds like? That sounds like, this band, and...
That band. I don't know what you're talking about, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty weird. So, you guys are going on a pretty big tour right now for almost, about 2 months, and you're going with...
Yeah, I think it's 5 weeks, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so you're going with I the Mighty and Picturesque, and... one more band. I'm sorry. What was the
DEJA.
DEJA.
Yep.
So what? I mean, that starts soon. But you guys are doing a couple of pre-shows before the tour.
Yeah. We played Oklahoma City last night, which was a lot of fun. And like I said, we're on our way to Flagstaff, which is tomorrow night. And then we make that trek out to Sacramento on the 9th for our first show with I the Mighty and all the boys.
So are these almost like practice shows for the tour and sort of getting the feel for the new songs live and getting some fans listening to different music?
Yeah, and just a way to kind of break up the drive a little bit as well. I mean, we'd always rather stop and play some shows than try and make that trek from coast to coast. But yeah, it definitely helps to get a little bit of time in on the stage. I mean, we've absolutely been rehearsing new songs and stuff for the past couple months, but it's always different when you're out in the real world,
Yeah, for sure. And I know you've played with some pretty big bands before. You've played with Norma Jean and Emery is a very popular band. Do you guys ever sort of look to learn things from some of the bands you're touring with, whether they be big or small? Like, are you trying to come away with something each tour? And what is being on that tour like with other bands? Like, is it just community? Is it let's be a big musical fusion of friends? Like, what's that whole thing like?
I think that every tour, whether or not you mean to, you end up learning something from one of the other bands. Like you said, whether it's a big band and there's an awesome tour hack, you're like, oh God, I never thought of that. That's a great way to do that. Or it's a smaller band that just kind of the way that they do one thing is interesting and different. You definitely pick little tiny things up. But yeah, as far as the tour camaraderie goes, there's always the first week of kind of getting to know everybody, and then by the end you're all best friends and brothers in arms and family, basically. I mean, that's what happens when you're on the road, whether it be with your bandmates or whether it be with another band that you meet up and sleep at Walmart with and have a cookout and that kind of stuff. It's just kind of what happens. There's no way around it. I feel like every band that we've toured with has become best friends, and we still absolutely keep in touch with. And there hasn't been anybody yet that we've been like, we hate those dudes, we never want to see them again. It's always like we love those guys and we do anything for them. So.
And now a word from our sponsors.
The Band vs. Artist podcast is brought to you by the Kings of A&R website, a place where musicians and artists alike can go to find out the tastemakers of the industry. Learn something new at Kings of A&R. Yeah, no, that's cool. And outside of music, I mean, are you guys all full-time musicians, or do you guys have day jobs, like non-superhero type rock and roll jobs?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, aside from being full-time musicians, which we try to be even in our free time, especially in writing cycles and stuff, but
right.
Yes, we for sure don't make any money whatsoever off of music, and all have full-time jobs when we're at home. Most of us work in the beer industry, either serving or bartending or whatnot. Jordan, our other guitar player, actually runs his own recording studio in Louisville, which affords us the opportunity to do all of our pre-production and practicing and that kind of stuff in his studio, which is awesome. So, very, very helpful.
I don't want to take the focus too far away from your music, because it's awesome, but a question about the fact that some of you guys work in the beer industry. Is anyone involved in any brewing, or is it predominantly serving and bartending?
Most of the other dudes are servers and bartenders. I work at a specialty craft beer store and bartend and do retail curation of fancy stuff. I have brewed quite a bit, but I'm old now and don't have the time or wherewithal to brew and clean and do all that by myself.
It's quite a process. So.
Right. It's a lot of fun, but...
When you guys are on tour, being that some of you are involved in the industry, are you guys all about checking out like the craft breweries and stuff in the cities that you're touring? Do you not really have time for that, or?
Yeah, time and money are always sparse on tour. So we usually do. I mean, every now and then we'll have a nice little fun day where we all will go and check out a cool brewery or whatnot. But for the most part, we're living on the cheap and on borrowed time, trying not to be late for load-in. So.
Yep, I feel you.
Yeah, that unfortunately seems to be a trend. Like a full-time musician that doesn't make any money. Like, what is this? Is this something that's new?
Industry standard at this point.
Yeah, that's it's sort of the prerequisite of making music.
It's funny. I actually teach music lessons here in New York, and a lot of my students are children. So when I tell them I work other jobs in addition to teaching music lessons, and I tell them I play in a band, they're like, "Wait, you don't make like millions of dollars off of playing in your band?"
Right.
It's like no, it doesn't. It doesn't really work like that. You don't just.
We're lucky if we see $20.
Yeah, we make tens of dollars.
Sometimes 20s
it's
of
that.
dollars.
That's lucky. Yeah, you guys are doing all right. You make $10.
We don't have to drive all the way to Arizona to make $20. We could drive. We drive 20 minutes for $20. So, while on that topic, you guys are signed to Tooth and Nail Records. So, can you talk a little bit about what having a label support you means, and as opposed to just being an indie band?
Yeah, we absolutely love our label. They're absolute sweethearts and treat us really, really well. And it's definitely, I mean, they recently split from Sony BMI and kind of went back to trying to be their own little indie label. So they don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars to throw at us by any means, but they definitely try and give us exactly what we need, and it's shoulders to stand on for sure. There's always somebody to call and some kind of support to talk to, and a team in place to help with the small things. A lot of it is still kind of in our hands, but our booking agent is awesome, our manager is awesome, our label rep is awesome. It's really, really, really great to have, like I said, that kind of team of people that is pulling for you and wants you to succeed, because if you do that, they do as well. So.
Right. Yeah, that's good to hear. I feel like, I'm not very much in the industry, but I just feel like there's been like a negative connotation with label, and then just this, this divide between artists under a label and independent artists, and what does it mean? Is it worth the label? Is it, do you not? Are they not there to help you, and they just want to take from you? So.
Right.
To
right.
hear
You definitely
somebody,
hear a lot of that.
yeah. So to hear someone say, oh, this label is 100% supportive of us, and that's, I don't know. I feel like I don't really hear that very often.
I mean, at this point in the industry, to kind of get your head above the clouds and really see what's going on and meet those people and shake those hands. I mean, music industry is like any other industry. It's all about networking and the people you know, and even having just a few people that know some other people on your side is a huge thing. And yeah, there are those labels out there that are really trying to just make money off bands and that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, we don't write that kind of music. So.
Right, yeah, they're not a bit like, we like your sound, we want your sound, not like you guys, we want the sound. And I think
right. I don't know if Tooth and Nail will make any money off of them, so they're down to just try and help out.
No offense, but you guys aren't writing the next Katy Perry album, so.
No, yeah. Not yet, anyway.
Not yet. Yeah, you never know.
That's how you're going to get more money.
I heard Katy Perry's really moving in the space rock direction, so maybe...
Right, yeah.
You guys got to even the playing field.
Spot on the next record for sure, yeah.
Now, being under the label, do you guys do a lot of your own promotion, like on social media? Or do you guys have people within the label who do that type of stuff for you?
No, all of our social media is us, and most of it is our drummer, Corey.
Okay.
He definitely is dude with a finger on the pulse of the social media world and trying to interact with people and make sure that something's happening. Label or team doesn't really have anything to do with that. Every now and then, our manager will push us to post some show or content or something like that. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, all the Twitter and Instagram and Facebook stuff is just all us.
Yeah, that's always cool because it's such a platform for artists to connect with their fan base. And what do you guys feel gets the biggest response out of your fans when you post on social media? Is there any particular thing that you feel like you're almost guaranteed? I know you said your drummer handles it for the most part, but
yeah, I mean usually it's the random shit about Taco Bell or something.
Yep.
That has nothing to do with music whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's just like, we waited in line for 25 minutes at Taco Bell tonight, and the people were really nice afterwards, and it all worked out, and we love Taco Bell now. And it gets 9,000 likes.
Yeah.
We release a new thing. It's funny.
Then you gotta make sure your meme game is strong.
Yeah.
Right.
Nowadays.
Yeah, kids' attention is hard to grab, and really figuring out what resonates with people. I mean, it's
the worst.
Like I said, it goes to a show picture or show dates or whatever, and some people will respond and interact, but it definitely is. It's all up in the air. We never really know what people are looking for.
Yeah, it's also funny that you mentioned that it's pretty much your drummer's take on it, because I think early on when we were really getting to social media, we tried to say oh, we all have to do this, and I just feel like it got a little too overcrowded, who's posting what, and what if one of us isn't quite understanding? I don't really get social media sometimes, so I don't feel like my posts would go over nearly as well as someone like Justin, who posts 92% of the time.
98.
Yeah, I'd give him a 98. Yeah,
give me a 98. It's funny that you talked about Taco Bell, because one of my jobs, not just for the band, but just things that I do, is working on social media pages, and it can be like, hey, check out this music video that we poured our heart and souls into and shot on a super low budget and made this incredible song and 100 million accolades that are super impressive for just anybody to do.
Right.
And it's 15 likes, one person shared it, and maybe it's your mom. And then you're just like, hey man, you know what I love? Cookies and cream. 150 likes, 700 shares.
Oh my god!
It went viral.
Me too.
Right, share this post if you love cookies and cream too. So
this is our new song, and this is a picture of Baja Blast.
We should do that. Every post, we should just tag something big in them.
I actually experimented with that, and I'm gonna throw this at you. Maybe you could tell your drummer that he can try it. Because, of course, Facebook right now is the home of the at-home politician. So I posted something super political about Trump and Clinton, and was just like, at the end of it, wrote that, and I was just like, yeah, but, you know, everyone's talking about this, but really all I want you to do is go like my band page and check out this song. And I actually got 80 likes on that, on my page, so I was like, whoa,
Really?
I really think I'm onto something here. So maybe you guys could post about Trump or something.
And then be like, yeah, by the way, my band's album comes out Friday.
You'll fulfill the pre-order for your new album.
We leave the politics off Facebook and just put them in songs, in hidden messages. So.
Yeah, there you go. So I wanted to ask something interesting. Doing my research for the interview, it says that you had an original vocalist named Evan Redman, and on Wikipedia, all it says is that he was lost and that you're the new vocalist. But I looked up Evan.
He was lost. We can't find him.
Yeah, and I looked him up, and I actually found his Facebook page, and then it says that he's playing with you guys or going to be at a show with you guys doing something, and I'm just really confused. Yeah. So, other than he was like lost at sea or lost for a little while, can you maybe explain?
Yes. So Evan was on the first EP, and then on the first record, Elements and Antidote. Super talented dude, wonderful human being. He is a multi-talented person, drummer by trade. After the band recorded Ailments, he kind of decided that he wanted to pursue some other things and left the band. We're all still really good friends. He loves everybody, no bad blood whatsoever. Mm-hmm. And recently he's been playing drums for a really, really amazing instrumental band out of Louisville called Old Girl. Everybody should check them out. They're freaking amazing. And yeah, they played our home show release with us in Louisville. So that's why you saw him playing with us. He wasn't playing with us. His new band that he plays drums for was playing with us.
Okay.
But yeah, he still does music. He still sings. Great guitar player. Amazing drummer. Good dude.
Not lost at sea.
Not lost. Yeah.
Okay, good. All right.
Not lost at sea. He's very sound. He's living his life to the fullest.
Yeah, because I read that and maybe someone's got to edit your Wikipedia page because it legitimately just says, you know, they lost their vocalist, so they couldn't go on tour after their first album, and then they secured a new one, which was you. So I'm thinking automatically, you know, that something sort of tragic happened, like you guys lost him, and
he died,
you know you had to find a new vocalist. And then I look him up, and I find him, and he's like, "Hey, everyone, come check out Artifex Pereo this Friday or whenever." And you know, I'm playing this show, and I'm like, "Wait a second," but he only does vocals too, and I'm just really confused. So, thank you.
He's not dead. He's not dead. Nobody worry.
Yeah,
getting in Wikipedia arguments is hard. You have to have sources and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so you officially solved the first band versus artist mystery, the first mystery we've ever had on our show. This is historic. Everybody listening.
Glad we could clear that up.
So, I mean, I think we've had a pretty good chat here. Do you have anything else you want to plug or add? Well, of course you have something to plug. Do you have anything else you want to add or discuss?
What are you talking about?
Before we go?
Not really, guys. We're super stoked on the new record. We hope that everybody takes the time to strap on a good pair of headphones and give it a go. We really poured our hearts into it. We're saying some things that we feel like are important. We hope everybody picks it up in the first week. First week sales are huge for bands. That will decide what kind of tours we get, and Billboard charts and all that kind of stuff. So it really will make or break our next year. So we hope everybody enjoys it.
Yeah, and best of luck, and thanks so much for taking the time out to talk to us, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, guys. It was a pleasure talking to you all.
Maybe I can ask before we go, where will the record be available for our listeners if they want to pick it up?
All online outlets.
Okay.
You can get it on our web store, which is on our Facebook page, and then Amazon, iTunes, pretty much anywhere you can buy physical music should be available. Maybe some Best Buys, maybe some Hot Topics. Call your local Best Buy, call your local Hot Topic. Tell Tell them that you want our record in there.
They'll be like, physical CDs? We only sell video games now.
Yeah, they're like, what is a CD?
What is? I was
exactly?
just.
A compact disc? Cassettes are making a comeback, so I think cassettes might be more popular than CDs right now. But
I mean, honestly, the best thing for us is to come to a show and come hang out and give us hugs and buy a CD right from us. But I know not everybody can do that. So.
And you guys are stopping by New York City, right? I think on the 24th.
Yep.
Webster
Yep,
Hall.
we're playing Webster Hall.
All right, cool. So maybe we'll see you there.
Yeah, you guys come down. We'll throw you on the list. We'll hang out.
All right, cool, man. Sounds good. Well, thank you so much. Good luck on your trip through New Mexico into Arizona. And I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to get this out for Friday so we can spam Facebook with this, and hopefully people share it. Maybe I'll put something political on it so people will listen to it.
Yeah, radical. That or a picture of like a cheesy bean and rice burrito. Or something.
Taco Bell's got those new core burritos, so we'll put that in there.
Yeah. Right.
All right, cool, man. Take it easy.
Take care, Lucas.
Yeah, you guys too.
All right,
Thank you, guys.
Bye now.
Bye.
You can catch us after that break.
And we'd like to give a special shout out to our sponsor of the Band vs. Artist podcast, Computer Sam. If you have problems with your tablet, your phone, your computer, or pretty much anything electrical, Computer Sam's got your back. So check out computersam.nyc for more reasonably priced service for your electronics. So that was Lucas of Artifex Pereo, and we had a pretty awesome conversation. Their new album Passengers comes out on Friday, which is September 9th, so you should all go cop that and check it out. I mean, you can most likely you'll download it because it's not going to be in stores because no one buys CDs, right?
Right.
I mean, it will be.
It will be in stores.
Available.
People
for purchase.
buy more vinyl now than CDs,
It's true.
which is pretty bananas.
Actually, I ordered the Deer Hunters Act 5 also comes out on September 9th. And I only bought the vinyl for it.
Well, here's something. If fans actually share things and go crazy on Facebook like they should about their favorite bands, maybe Artifex Pereo will put this album on vinyl.
Oh.
And then you guys can get it.
That's true.
So, there's an idea. And, so what's up, guys? It's been a while since all three of us
It's true.
have podcasted.
Yeah.
Been trading partners.
Last podcast, it was Patrick and I interviewed Manifest. And before that, Dylan and I interviewed Eric D'Alessandro. And then when was the last one all three of us were together?
Was it the... What's the name of the
Soundburner?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. I was gonna say I couldn't think of the name, but yeah.
Soundburner.
Soundburner Pulse.
That was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
Seems pretty cool.
All of our interviews have been going swell, actually. We're on a pretty good hot streak here. I'm not sure who we're going to have next, though. I think we really need to get a female guest on our show. We haven't had one yet.
That's true. Oh, we haven't. You're right.
You know what? I'm going to try to get Lacey Stern, formerly of Flyleaf.
Okay.
You committing that to?
I'm committing that to podcast.
Wow, that's a steep.
That is deep, yeah.
I've interviewed her before.
At least twice or just once?
I met her once and watched someone else interview her.
Oh, right.
And then another time I interviewed her on the phone. And I do have a picture with her. So maybe...
Is that when they did the studio visit?
Yes.
Cool.
So maybe I'll just send the picture to her and be like, hey, remember me?
We were in the same room together once.
We filmed something and you sang in front of me and your husband's really cool. I met him. And
Yeah,
Rick. It's not Rick. Rick is not his name. I think his name is Josh. It's okay though. And any news on our band front?
No.
We have a show September 18th, which may be our last show for a while. Still no update on the studio because, as Lucas said, do you really make money off of being in a band? No. So we ran out of that currently. So we haven't had any updates. So Nick, if you're listening, you're probably not, but we still love you.
We love you so much.
We're gonna see you eventually and finish this album, The Parallel and the Perpendicular. Patrick's getting married.
That's true.
Yeah, probably by the next time we have a podcast, Patrick
Oh.
will be a married
It's
man.
possible.
man.
It's possible. Unless Lacey gets back to me and she's like, let's do this. And I'm like, whoa, okay, we got to do this now. But, yeah. So, that's it. I guess we'll see you guys later. Thank you again to Lucas, and for the Artifex Pereo fans listening to us. Check us out on SoundCloud, Process of Fusion. Check us out on YouTube /Process of Fusion. Facebook, Twitter is POF_band. You'll find us, follow us, listen to our music, listen to our podcast, download everything for free, including this very thing that you're listening to. And remember to support your favorite artist, because we don't make money, so at least make us feel like we're doing something with ourselves by downloading stuff for free. All right, Dylan, final word?
Yeah, I hope they have a great tour. Artifex Pereo have a good tour, safe tour. And, yeah, I'll see you next time.
Patrick, final word?
Yeah, I'm just gonna say thanks to anyone, if you exist, who's
Who listen to us?
who continue to listen to these podcasts, or if it's your first, thank you for tuning in. And if it's your, how many is this? 7? This makes 7 or 8.
No, this is like 11
Get out of
or
here.
12.
Where have I been?
Yeah.
Well, you guys keep
Oh.
alternate. Maybe this is
I
the,
know,
the,
that's
the
true. Yeah,
fifth
for
or sixth
mine,
one
it's
you
my-
actually
yeah.
did.
For mine, it's probably
Well,
my
then-
6th or 7th.
Thank you to anyone who has consistently listened. That's definitely appreciated, and it'd be nice to actually get some feedback.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
What?
Yeah.
It's like we're friends. Yeah, just maybe some feedback. Something you guys want to hear us ask artists that we don't usually ask them. Something that you're tired of hearing. Maybe some more Nicolas Cage impressions, or fewer.
We're not.
I'm
Yeah,
okay
we're
with
not.
that too. I mean, it's a bad impression, but it's fun to do. So just, let us know what you want to hear. You know?
Yeah, and I have nothing else to say because I talked a lot. But so for the band Process of Fusion and our podcast, Band vs. Artist, have a good one. Peace.
I'm not afraid to say this new life's changing me, and I will never be the same. Nothing is real. Here we are, surrounded by what we're told is true. We've all been here before. We've all had deja vu. Here we are, surrounded by what we're told is true. We've all been here before. We've all had deja vu.
This is the outro.